Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. It's January 1st, and if you listen, really listen, you can hear the noise is gone, holiday music is finally silent, all that energy from the night before is sort of dissipated into the air, leaving you just sitting here, maybe with the coffee, maybe still seeing the ghost of that sticky confetti in the corner of your mind. And this is why this day is so unique. It's the one day of the entire year where most people wake up not just with a physical headache, but with a really powerful, quiet question about their relationship with alcohol. Now, let's be perfectly clear right up front. This conversation is not about shame. It's not about demands. And it is definitely not about forcing some dramatic life overhaul resolution right this second. No, our goal today is curiosity. It's insight. We're going to use the psychological clarity of this moment to extract the most important data points about your habits, understand the science of what your body's actually asking for, and figure out how this honesty can shape the next 12 months. It's simply about noticing the data. Okay, so let's unpack this. Why are we talking about this specific habit today, January 1st? I mean, why not October 14th? Why not the middle of June? The answer is, it's rooted in psychology. January 1st isn't just another date on the calendar. Researchers, they call the phenomenon we feel today the fresh start effect. And that is an incredibly useful piece of knowledge. When a new time period begins, a new year, a new month, even just a new week, your brain becomes psychologically primed. It hits a kind of mental reset button. This makes you significantly more open to deep reflection and, crucially, to genuine change. Because of this powerful reset, you tend to be more honest with yourself today than almost any other day of the year. Now, why does alcohol immediately step into the center of all this reflection? Because it is. I mean, it's arguably the single most complex habit woven into the fabric of modern life. It isn't just one thing. When you really look at it, alcohol is tied to at least 6 key areas of our functioning. And if you touch one, you often touch them all. Think about it, right? It's tied to our social life. It's a lubricant for most networking events, casual gatherings. It's used for celebration, obviously. But crucially, for a lot of people, it's a primary tool for stress relief. That glass of wine at 6 p.m. that signals the workday is over. It dramatically impacts our sleep architecture. It's connected to perceived confidence, especially social confidence, as it lowers inhibitions. And finally, for too many of us, it serves as a common coping mechanism for anxiety, or even just boredom. So when the high-volume party season finally wraps up, the late nights, the holiday rush, the constant events, and everything suddenly goes quiet, this complex, multifaceted habit is just harder to ignore. It demands your attention. And here's where it gets really interesting. Why does alcohol feel so much heavier today than it did even last night? And I'm talking about a clarity that goes way beyond the basic pain of the hangover. January 1st brings this heightened clarity for 3 distinct intertwined reasons. Okay, so the first reason is a genuine nervous system recovery state. We tend to think of the holiday season as fun, but physiologically, it's taxing. We've had weeks of late nights, weeks of higher sugar and fat intake, weeks of elevated background stress, and often weeks of increased drinking. Your body is physically running on fumes. And when your system is this depleted, alcohol doesn't just pass through. It feels heavy because your system is screaming for nutrients and for rest. It's a massive physiological flare, just demanding a break. The second reason is that the emotional volume is higher. Last night, the noise and the celebration acted as a buffer, right? It was hiding the data. Today, without that distraction, your patterns become much, much clearer. You notice exactly how often you drank over the last couple of weeks. You notice the specific reasons you reached for it. Was it boredom? Was it obligation? Was it, genuine enjoyment? And you feel very acutely how it made you feel, not just while you were drinking, but this morning. That emotional clarity is pure, unvarnished insight. And the third reason is the absence of that distraction buffer. This is crucial. Last night there was a party, there was a cultural excuse, there was a reason to keep the noise level up. Today, there's no party, there's no pressure to perform. It's just stillness and pure awareness. And you need to make this distinction, that awareness you are feeling right now. It's not guilt, it is simply insight. It is data your system is providing you about how it's currently functioning. So if you were sitting there with this heightened clarity, what's the core question that surfaces? We often try to avoid the big, scary questions that put us instantly on the defensive, like, do I drink too much? That usually just leads to immediate justification. The real, quiet, and far more powerful question that January 1st offers you is simply this: is this working for me anymore? That question, it bypasses the labels. It bypasses the moral judgments. It requires a level of honesty that is tough to access when you're in the middle of a busy social week, but which your body is demanding today. And the power of that question is that the answer doesn't require extremes. It doesn't require you to commit to quitting forever, or putting a label on yourself, or making some grueling 365-day promise. It just requires you to acknowledge the data. If you're listening right now, you're probably collecting one or several of these common January 1st data points. You might be thinking, I don't like how I held today. Or I really didn't intend to drink that much. Or maybe that classic one, I'm fine, but something feels off. Perhaps the most insightful one, maybe I don't need alcohol as often as I think I do. If those thoughts are present, that's fantastic. That is objective information your system is giving you about what it needs moving forward. Okay, now let's shift focus to practical support. Awareness is step one, but we have to support the biology too. After a season of increased consumption, your body, especially your liver and your brain, are often depleted of key building blocks they need to function optimally. And giving your body what it needs makes those small shifts toward clarity much, much easier. When you consume alcohol, your body works overtime to process toxins, and this just massively burns through essential resources. Before we even get to specific vitamins, remember the basics. Hydration is vital, not just water, but electrolytes. And the liver craves amino acids to help rebuild and support its metabolic pathways. But when we talk about critical depletion, two specific compounds really stand out versus vitamin B1, or thiamine. This isn't just about physical energy. B1 is essential for the Krebs cycle, which is how your brain generates almost all of its energy. When B1 is low, which alcohol ensures that it is, you feel that lingering fatigue, that fog, that inability to focus. So replenishing thiamine supports mental clarity, stability, and focus. It directly fights that post-indulgence mental sludge. The second powerful compound is N-acetyl-L-cysteine, or NAC. So why does this matter? Well, NAC is a precursor for glutathione, which is often called the body's master antioxidant. Glutathione is the liver's best friend. Alcohol creates a really nasty compound called acetaldehyde when it breaks down, and glutathione is essential for neutralizing that oxidative stress. By supporting glutathione production with NAC, you aid the liver in detoxification, which results in a smoother, faster recovery for your entire system. These foundational nutrients, the thiamine for brain energy and the NAC for liver detox, these are the kinds of building blocks we need to support the goal of feeling better, of achieving greater clarity, without having to fight a battle of willpower against a nutrient deficit. It's simply supporting your underlying biology. And yes, full disclosure, these are the ingredients we formulated into Cloud9's Daily Restore, a foundational tool designed specifically to help you recover faster and support those conscious choices about drinking less. So as we wrap up this exploration into the quiet clarity of January 1st, let's return to the central message. This day is not demanding perfection. It's not demanding restriction. It is asking for only one thing: awareness. Awareness is the currency of sustainable change. So as you move through your quiet day, maybe hold these three simple, reflective questions in your mind. You don't have to answer them today. Just notice what comes up. First, what role does alcohol truly play in your life right now? Is it genuine enjoyment, or is it more of a psychological crutch for stress or boredom? Second, does it actually deliver the benefit you believe it does? If you drink for better sleep, are you actually well rested the next day? If you drink for social confidence, are you more confident overall in your life? And third, what small shift, what tiny movement would simply feel better this year? What is the 1-degree change that moves you closer to mental clarity? Remember, small shifts count. Curiosity counts. You don't have to decide anything monumental today. Just have to listen to the data. January 1st doesn't demand a new you. It invites a more honest you. And that honesty, that's where sustainable change begins. So let me leave you with this final provocative thought to consider as you start this year. If clarity, not control, is the goal, how much of your current relationship with alcohol is driven by genuine conscious choice, and how much of it is simply driven by unchallenged habit? Start the year by exploring that gap. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.